All right, so we're making a video that people have been asking for literally forever, and a video that I think is a very hot topic because on this channel, one of the biggest videos that I've made for this channel is about the Seicane head unit that I had installed in my 2015 WRX, which is now in my 2016 WRX, and will go into my next WRX when I buy it. But I've had this thing in my car for 3 years now, if you can believe it. It's been 3 years using this Seicane head unit, and in this video, I'm going to do a long-term review. I'm going to talk about what it's been like for 3 years, how crazy it is that it's been 3 years that I've been using this cheap Android head unit for my car, and I'm going to talk about all the quirks that I've learned, and ultimately, I'll let you guys know at the very end of this video. Well, if you've seen any of my other videos, you already probably know, but I'll let you guys know at the end of the video whether or not you guys should buy the Seicane Android head unit. I think it's probably a no-brainer, but let's talk about it because there's other options, and I'm actually, although I'm making the 3-year update about, owning the Seicane head unit, I've got a brand new head unit coming in for this car, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly why I'm going to a new head unit, and the Seicane will be a thing of the past after 3 long and amazing years. Well, here she is. This is it in an off position, and I'm going to show you the first fault, and this is maybe one of the few faults to this head unit after 3 years of use, and I'm sure you can see it. After 3 years of parking this car essentially outside, because this car and my other car were parked in the sun all the time, you've got these lines, and I'm going to leave a nice finger mark. What a wonderful way to start this video. I wanted to look nice. Yeah, so you can see the lines. You can only see them when it's off, but I wanted to start this video with this head unit off to illustrate that that is a thing after some time. This thing absolutely cleans up the interior of the WRX. If you guys know what these things look like without this head unit, this whole thing looks like garbage. Now, you might be asking, what's going on with this HVAC control knob? Yes, this is a video to come. I was just test fitting it. I did get some replacement knobs, and that will be a video in the near future. Just turned the car into power. I didn't put my, I didn't actually turn the engine over, and we're already looking out the rear view camera because this is something you guys have been asking for. I just have the car in reverse right now. But, when I installed this on the 2016, there was a little bit of a hiccup with the reverse camera, and what it turned out to be was I was just pinching a wire behind the actual head unit because there's not a ton of space back there. So I'm just going to shift out of reverse, but you can see it's super clean. I mean, the camera makes it a little bit grainy, but it's actually ridiculously clean of an image, and it's super wide. I could not be more pleased with how large this image is and how useful this is as a tool. And here we have the head unit. So 3 years of use. What do I think? Well, there's a lot of quirks with this head unit, and there's a lot of great things and a lot of really big negatives. So I'm going to start with the very few negatives that are fairly large, and then we're just going to talk about the positives and what I love about this, and then we will go into why I'm making a change. So the 2 negatives in my mind, the 2 huge negatives are, one, if you are accepting a call in the car, right? You're using the Bluetooth for your audio, for your call. The microphone is right there. There's not an external mic, and it's absolute garbage. Essentially, you cannot make calls through this head unit. If you're on the receiving end of someone talking through this head unit, it's just absolutely horrendous. So that's one of the big negatives here. The second negative is the company. There's absolutely no support for this. There's no customer service. If you did have a problem or ran into a problem, you're basically out of luck. There's not much that they're going to do to help you out here. So it is something to consider when you are looking into a Seicane head unit. So this is my general takeaway. The head unit itself is amazing. It's a great piece. It's a great product. It's a great piece of engineering. I'm very happy with the quality. The company, however, is the opposite. But one of the reasons I've kept this thing for 3 years, it's such a great product. This is an Android 8 system. Pretty out of date, but it's super fast. Like, for this price point, even the newer ones may not even deliver what this unit can deliver speed-wise. I haven't hooked up too many of the features, but I'm just showing you guys, iterating how quick some of these features are, even when I'm pulling up the in-house, wow, it says Israel, interesting. Even when I'm pulling up the in-house navigation system, this is pretty slow, right? This is the slowest feature, but bang, I'm up and running, and this is not something you have to download. This is the GPS position, whatever software, not even Waze or anything. Waze loads up super fast if you're connected to Wi-Fi. I don't have it set up to Wi-Fi right now. My honest opinion is that you're not going to get much faster than this. You also get a very high level of customization for your audio. I've always really enjoyed what this does for the audio. I really do think that it really improves the stock sound quality. 3 years of use in 2 different cars, and I still love this thing. And it's such a great head unit. I don't believe that the newer head units with more RAM and more space and a better processor is really going to give you a different experience driving. Maybe if I'm sitting in parking lots and watching Netflix a lot, because that is something that I can do through Netflix, maybe it makes, loading the software, loading the program, loading the app a little bit faster. Ultimately, though, this thing is super fast out of the box. And yeah, I mean, not much else to say about it, but let me tell you why I'm switching. All right, you might ask this question, right? If I love this so much, why am I considering switching? It's a great question, and it's a question that I've asked myself for a while. iDoing reached out to me, and I installed one of their head units in the Impreza, and I'm super happy with their head unit. Really, it's the same thing as Seicane. There's not much difference. Maybe there's a little bit better music customization, but ultimately it's the same head unit. So as long as it holds up the same, I'll be super happy with it because I'm already happy with it. The reason I love the Seicane so much, and I, am a big fan of Seicane, not their service, not the company, but the product itself, is I'm at 3 years and this unit costs like under $300, maybe under $400 with shipping. Why am I switching? iDoing has reached out because they've just come out with a brand new head unit that is, along the same lines, but it doesn't require any of the extra wiring. So the back of the head unit actually has all of the receptors for all the stock wiring, which is absolutely amazing, because if you guys have installed these, which I have countless times, one of the biggest problems is pinching wiring, and one of the biggest problems people have over the long term is they'll pinch wires or something will move while they're driving, and then all of a sudden something will happen with the head unit. So I'm not leaving the Seicane head unit because I don't like it. I am leaving it because I think that there could be a better product in the market, and the company is way better. I mean, iDoing, without a doubt, is a better company. Their service is insane. I've asked them tons of questions. I wasn't sure what to get for the Impreza. I reached out to iDoing, and man, oh man, they went through everything with me. So I couldn't be happier with the customer service, and having a video and having videos out there about these head units and Subarus, and being like one of the knowledge bases, one of the instructional videos or creators around these head units, around these cars. I want to make sure that I'm recommending to you guys a head unit that I want to back. And although I want to recommend the Seicane because the product is amazing, the company's not. I just want to make sure that you guys are getting the right thing, and I want to make sure that you guys are, making the right choices. And I don't want to slander Seicane at all. They're a huge company. I totally understand why they can't respond to everyone, and they can't get back to everything, and they can't solve every problem. I totally get it. I freaking love the product. I couldn't say it enough, but there are other reasons that the company's not great, and there are other reasons that I don't want to recommend it to everybody, because it's not this whole you send a product and the product should run perfectly forever, and if it doesn't, that culture just doesn't work for me, because I'm all about budget parts, testing them for you guys. That said, if you want a head unit that's probably going to work forever, the Seicane is like a Subaru or a Toyota. The thing will run forever, and I'm super happy with it. It's not going anywhere yet because I'm going to test the iDoing for some time, and hopefully everything runs well, but you guys will be part of that experience. We're going to go on that journey together. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I think this is, one of those videos where my 3-year review talked about one problem, because that's the only problem, and that should be a stellar review. And I know there's not more juicy stuff to talk about, and I know you guys always say I talk about the negatives, because I have to outline the negatives, because that's what YouTube is, and that's what people want to watch. So yeah, this is one of those videos where there are no negatives, and I guess after 3 years I'm reporting to you that it's all good news, and that I freaking love this thing. And I am changing, but I'm only changing to seek new opportunity, let's say, and see what other companies have to offer as well, so I can make you guys the best recommendations possible. And guys, the last thing I wanted to say in this video is if you want to upgrade your head unit, install it yourself. It is so easy. The first time I did it, it was time consuming. The second time I did it in half the time. The third time I did it, it was even faster. And now I'm on like time 6 because I've taken these in and out of the cars multiple times. I mean, it was in and out of my 15 twice, and it's been in and out of this car like 3 times for testing and for other reasons and troubleshooting. And, you know, every once in a while, somebody asks a question about wiring and I can't remember what the wires look like. So I pull it out and I'll FaceTime somebody or whatever it is. It's so easy to do yourself. Please do it yourself. Don't go to a shop and pay tons of money. This unit is under 400 bucks shipped, and it should be installed for free by you in less than a couple hours. Stay tuned for the new iDoing head unit when that thing gets installed in my car. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's currently being shipped. They literally just launched the product maybe 2 days ago, and I'm going to be one of the first cars that really tests it. You know, first consumer cars that tests it. So, should be super exciting. Stick around for more modifications. Lots of content to come. Have a great day, guys.